Hello team, welcome back. And today we will see how we can execute the containers with the help of Docker Compose, right? So let's start with. So in this lecture, we will see how we can start the MySQL and WordPress containers with the help of Docker Compose. So team, we are not going to create the Docker file, right? We'll start directly from the Docker Compose YAML file. So first, we will create the Docker Compose YAML file with the default name, right? So I will show you the implementation of the Docker Compose YAML file, right? And I will explain each and every step what I will mention over there. Once we will prepare the Docker Compose YAML file, we will save the file and run the file by a command docker compose up-d, right? So docker compose is the CLI command to start the Docker Compose. Up is used to start the Docker Compose YAML file, and -d to start the Docker Compose YAML in the detach mode, right? If you will not use the -d, then it will start your YAML file and start the containers on the attach mode on your terminal, right? Once the container will started, we will verify the containers on a host machine, right? After this, we will try to access the WordPress on a browser, and in last, we will down the Docker containers by Docker Compose, and command would be docker compose down. So this is the exercise we are going to execute in this particular lecture. So first, let's see how we can create the Docker Compose YAML file. For this, I will go to the Visual Studio Code Editor, or you can go to any code editor which is available on your machine, right? And over here, I will create a new file and call it docker-compose.yaml. In this YAML file, first I will define the version colon single quotes 3, right? So this is the version of YAML file. To put the comment, you can put use hash, and I will call it version of YAML file, right? After this, we will define services. We have seen the file template in the last lecture, right? And inside the service, I will define my first service. So suppose I will name my service like DB, then put colon. After this, I need to define the image, right? So I will use MySQL 5.7, right? This is your image name and this is your image version. So I'm using MySQL 5.7. After this, I will define the volumes for the MySQL image, which could be defined like dash your volume name. So I will name it db underscore data colon where lib MySQL. We have already discussed about the MySQL volumes in the volumes lectures, right? Now I will define another parameter restart, and I will keep the value always, right? So what restart will done? So first, I'm basically preparing this particular Docker YAML file. I will explain the use of each and every command or each and every line which I have mentioned over here, right? After the restart, to define the environment variables, I will define environment, right? And I will define the environment variables like password, username, and all. So you can see I have defined 4 environment variables. The first is MySQL root password, the value is my password. Then I have defined the database name MySQL underscore database, and the value is WordPress. Then I have defined the MySQL user with the help of MySQL underscore user variable, and the value is WordPress user. Then I have the MySQL underscore password. This is the password of the database, which is WordPress, right? So these are the environment variables which I have defined for my service DB. So you can see. So now let's understand this Docker file. So first I have defined the version, right? Then I have started the services, and the first service name I have defined is the DB, right? Inside this service, I defined the image, and image is MySQL 5.7 version. Then I defined the volumes, and inside the volumes, I have mounted where live MySQL with the DB underscore data. Then this is something new we have not discussed in the previous lecture. Restart always. It means restart my container whenever the host machine will take the restart, right? It will also restart your container whenever the container will crash. It will also restart your container whenever your container will be hanged, right? If anything wrong goes with your container, then it will restart your container, right? And with the help of the environment, I have defined the environment variables, right? Root password, database, username, password, and all, right? Now let's define the another service. So suppose I'm going to define the another service WordPress, right? Now after the WordPress, I will define another parameter depend on, and I will make it depend on hyphen db. Db is my MySQL DB service. So what I'm doing over here, I am making the WordPress container depend on the DB container, which is my MySQL DB container, right? Then I will define image. Image is WordPress, suppose latest. Then I define ports, right? So suppose I want to expose my WordPress container on port 8080. So I will define 8080 colon 80, right? Then I will define restart colon always. Then I will define environment, right? And inside the environment, I will define few environment variables like WordPress DB host. So DB host is DB, right? This is the service and which will accessible over the port 3306. Why 3306? Because SQL, because MySQL container starts on a port 3306, right? After this, I have defined the WordPress DB user. So this is the same DB user which we have used over here, right? Then we need to define the DB password, right? So password would be the password we have used over here. And after this, we need to go to the main file and define the volumes. And volumes is DB underscore data, right? This is the volume we have defined, right? You can see we have defined DB underscore data over here. So this is my file. I will save this particular file, right? So this is my Docker Compose YAML file, which we have created to start the container MySQL and WordPress together, right? Now what I will do, I will go to the terminal and over here I will create a YAML file. So touch Docker Compose dot YAML, put ls. So you can see Docker Compose YAML file is being created over here. I will provide the executable permission to this particular file. So chmod 777 Docker Compose YAML, put ls hyphen lrt. So you can see this file have all the permissions, right? Now clear out your console and open the Docker Compose file in a vi mode. Press I button to go inside the insert mode. Copy the complete data which we have generated on the Docker Compose YAML and paste it over here, right? Press escape colon wq, enter, right? If you want to see the content of the Docker YAML file, you can use cat Docker Compose YAML and you can see this is the content of the Docker Compose YAML file. The same content we have generated on my Visual Studio Code. This is the one way. Another way is you can directly upload this particular file on your machine where you are executing your Docker, right? If you are executing your Docker on your local machine, then you can simply use this particular file, right? You need to go to this particular location where you have saved your docker.yaml file and execute the command docker composer up -d, right? That's all. Because we are using the Docker on a cloud machine, so I have uploaded the file over here. Now I will execute a command docker dash compose up -d, hit enter. So you have to wait. So team, we are getting an error and error is Docker Compose YAML is invalid because top level entry repository service. Okay, there's a mistake. Instead of the service, this should be services. So these are the mistakes sometimes we did because there's a lot of things to remember, right? So this tag should be services. So I will keep it services, right? Go to insert mode by pressing the I key on keyboard and insert the services instead of the service. Now press escape colon wq and hit enter. Again execute the same command. Now again execute the same command docker compose up -d. So now we will clear out the console and again execute the docker compose up -d. hit enter. So you can see it is starting the containers. So first it will download the container MySQL container 5.7, then it is downloading the WordPress. So once the download will complete, it will start the container, right? So we have to wait until the complete process will be done. And you can see at end we are getting creating root db-1 done, root WordPress done, right? Now if you will clear out your console and you will execute a command docker ps to verify that the containers are running or not, then you can see three containers are running. You can see WordPress latest and MySQL 5.7 are running, right? So this is the way how we can basically start the containers with the help of Docker Compose, right? The main thing about the Docker Compose is the Docker Compose YAML file. If we will again go to the Docker Compose YAML file content, then you can see this is the content of the Docker Compose YAML file over where we are executing two containers, the MySQL and the WordPress. Now to verify the WordPress, go to the browser. So team, if you are using the Docker on your local machine, then you need to put the local host like this, colon 8080 slash WordPress and hit enter button. WordPress default page should open on your machine, right? But as we are using the cloud machine, so instead of the local host, we need to put the IP of my machine, right? If you are using the cloud machine, then you need to put your IP over here. So this is the IP of my machine. Why I'm putting port 8080? Because this is the port I have exposed inside my Docker YAML file. Hit enter. Then you can see it will open the WordPress initial page, right? If you want, you can go with this particular page. Suppose I will go with the English and continue, right? Over here, if you want, you can fill out this particular form, right? So suppose I'm going to fill out the site title like devopscycle.com. Username is DevOps, right? Password, suppose I will keep this password and copy it in my notepad plus plus. Now email, I will put my email and install WordPress. So what this will do, this will install the WordPress on your machine. So you can see username is this, password is being chosen. I will go to login, enter my username and password, hit on login button. Then you can see right now I'm inside my WordPress setup, right? Over here I can do anything. So I'm executing the WordPress in my container. If I will go to the terminal and execute docker ps and execute a command docker WordPress latest, or put the id of the docker this container, the WordPress container, or put the id of the WordPress container and type log. If I will go to the terminal and type docker ps, and suppose I will type a command docker log hyphen t and then put the id of my WordPress container, right? Hit enter. Suppose I will put a command docker ps to identify all the containers and I will execute a command docker log, then my WordPress container id. Control C, Control V, hit enter. Uh, the command should be docker container log. If I will execute a command docker ps, then you can see all the containers are running. Suppose I want to see the logs of my WordPress container. So I will execute the command docker container logs, then the container ID. So I will put the container ID over here, hit enter. So you can see over here I'm getting all the logs of the container. If I want to execute the logs, if I want to execute the log in the running mode, then I can use like docker container logs hyphen hyphen tail, then the container ID. Then I can use the command like docker container logs hyphen f, then container ID. Now see, if I will put this some space in my log, right, and go to the browser, and suppose I will minimize my browser to show you something, right? So I will keep. So now suppose if I will refresh this and go to the terminal, then log will refresh over here. See, right? If I will perform some operation over here like updates and go to the terminal, then logs are being generated over here. So by this we can see the WordPress application, the complete application is running inside the container, right? So this is the beauty of the container applications, right? So team, we have seen how we can execute the multiple containers as a service with the help of the Docker Compose, right? If you have any question, any doubt regarding this lecture, then please put your question in the question and answer forum and I will be happy to answer. So thank you team, thanks for your time.